All right, so let's talk about how to target people by income in your Google Ads account. Now, I'm in the new user experience, or the user interface, I should say, and you could switch between the old and the new one up here. I do have another video that shows how to do this in the old user interface, but essentially, once you're in your Google Ads account, you will make sure to select a campaign. So I have a campaign selected up here, and then which you can do from right here under campaigns, select a campaign. And then if you expand this audience, keywords, and content and click on audiences, then you'll see these demographics here. You've got age, gender, household income. If you switch over to household income, that's going to give you some graphs in terms of what's actually happening with people that fall in these different household income categories, we'll say, or groups. And then the other thing to check here is, I think by default it'll just say clicks and then probably won't have anything for this second one. But I like to use cost per conversion, which is just, if you click this and go to conversions, you'll be able to see cost per conversion up here. And then the other one is just set to conversions. So conversions, cost per conversion. I think they have those at the top for a reason, because those are usually the top things you want to look at when you're determining, what's happening within a specific demographic in here. That being said, if you're an e-commerce business, then you might be more concerned about something like, value per conversion, conversion value over cost. So something that's going to give you like your return on ad spend, ROAS. And once you have the appropriate data that you want to look at, you can just start hovering over these and comparing them. So in the unknown, we're paying about, let's call it $16. We've got 40 leads. But then when we start to get to the people that have the top 10% of household income in the United States, it's only like $12 and we're getting the same number of leads. And then from 11 to 20%, it actually drops. The conversions drop a little bit, but the cost increases, which is not that great. This one drops down a little bit. This looks like it's performing quite well. This one's doing all right. This one seems to be doing all right. So it actually seems like it's the unknown that is not doing all that great in this campaign. And so once you've zeroed in on like, okay, this specific set of demographics is something that we're not getting great results from, what do we do? Well, down below the demographics, you'll see this show table right here. It's kind of hidden, but there's this little drop down arrow. If you click on that, that's going to pop open this table here. Now, I made sure to select a campaign and an ad group for this example. I find it's just a lot easier, especially if you have a whole bunch of ad groups in a campaign. It's a lot easier to do this, to see this from the ad group level. Now, it may be better if you have a whole bunch of ad groups to just do it at the campaign level, but it's just going to give you like top 10% in all the ad groups first, then 11 to 20 in all the ad groups first, so you end up having like a whole list of, 100 different adjustments you can make. But for this example, I just think it's easier to show how you can see these different demographics here. So top 10%, 11 to 20%, so on and so forth. And then we can see the conversions, the cost per conversion. And maybe it is like one or two ad groups that are not performing so well in the unknown category. Like this one's costing $16. We only have 19 conversions. And so if we wanted to spend less money on ads going to those demographics, because it's just not performing that great, what you would do is just click this pen tool in the bid adjustment right here. And then you can switch this over to decrease. Put in whatever you want, so like 20%, which means rather than paying $10 per click, you're only going to be paying $8 per click. So you're going to drop the amount that you're willing to bid on the clicks for that specific demographic by this percentage. And so you can test this out, maybe start with 10, 20%, go up to 40, 50. You could do 80, 90, 100%, I mean, you don't necessarily want to do 100%. If you're going to do 100%, you may as well just exclude that from the ad group entirely. So that's also an option. Like, let's say you have one that's just not converting at all, it's just doing terrible. You can just completely exclude that demographic from that ad group, in which case it's not going to show ads to people that fall within that demographic. But more often than not, the best approach is to just decrease the investment that you're putting into that demographic. And by doing that, you might find that your cost per conversion goes down, your return on your ad spend goes up, and then you can actually get some benefit out of the people who fall within that specific demographic, right? And then in other cases, like let's say we find that top 10% of household income earners are actually doing amazingly well with our ads, which looks like it's the best performer of all of these, we might increase the bid adjustment. So let's say we're willing to increase by 10 or by 20%. So if a normal click is going to cost us $10, we're willing to pay $12 because we find that these the leads or the conversions that come from this demographic are the best of the best, and we're paying the least for those anyways, so we'd be willing to spend a little bit more to get those conversions, right? So that's kind of the idea. You just start analyzing exactly what's going on in each of these demographics. Sometimes it's even easier to just expand this table here and then assess the demographics or the performance of these different demographics from right within the table, and then make adjustments as you feel needed. You know, you can see like because with this you can only see 2 data points, but with this table you can see clicks, cost. I mean, you can just customize this column and add whatever you want in there, and then be able to determine what's working best, what's not working the best, and make changes accordingly. So I hope you found that helpful. If there's anything you did have questions about, don't hesitate to reach out. Just drop your questions in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to get back to them there. Look, if you're the type of person that just doesn't even want to deal with Google Ads anymore, then you can always reach out to me. My company is Missoula SEO Geek. I'll leave a link to my website down below, but we do manage Google Ads for different companies in different industries, and you can come learn about what we do, what makes us unique. You can even read some of the testimonials from some businesses that we've taken from 0 to over $1 million in revenue, like this one here. And really just see that, you know, this is the type of thing that's going to explode your business growth. So feel free to reach out. You can always give us a call or contact us through our website, and we'll look forward to working with you.